Hello, everybody. Pony Boy here, and whew, I'm feeling a lot better since the last time I did a reaction. Because as you guys heard, my grandparents passed away. But now it's already been like what, nearly a month since that happened. I'm not gonna say that I'm fully recovered. Like, if anything, I'm still sad about it, but I can't really cry about it anymore now, can I? Like I said, it's already been a month. My grandparents would slap me if I continued crying. So I'm just gonna honor their names and continue moving forward. Plus, I'm pretty sure right now they're watching over me, and I don't think they're gonna be liking with what I'm reacting. A curse and a devil fighting each other. Oh boy, I'm just gonna keep going forward. But anyways, I will be getting back into the uploading of my Instagram and TikTok yet again in the new month of June. Sorry, I'm still trying to remember all the dates of the month. Hold on, before I forget, let me put my phone on vibrate because I always forget to do that every time. Anyways, let's get right on to the death battle of Yuji versus Denji. Jujutsu Kaisen versus Chainsaw Man. And again, I don't know much about either of them. The only thing I do know about them is thanks to the previous death battle that they were in, which would be Gojo versus Maka, if I'm saying that name correctly. Sorry if I butchered it. So since I didn't know much about either of them, I just put the both of them right here fighting against one of my big monsters. I hope you guys like the artwork. I mean, again, I don't know much about either of them. But anyways, that's enough about me yapping. Let's get right on to the video. 3, 2, 1.
Say your prayers.
Whoa. 3D.
Yuji versus Denji.
The Vessel of Sukuna versus the Chainsaw Man.
He's
Oh,
whizzing
boy.
a boomstick.
And it's our job
That's
to analyze their
the
weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win
a
a
death
death battle.
battle. Love this.
If Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. As his grandfather lay dying, he made Yuji promise to help others and not to die alone.
A promise Yuji would keep by joining Jujutsu High, a school for up-and-coming sorcerers training to rid the world of curses.
Essentially monsters manifested by humanity's fears, hatreds, and anxieties.
Just one problem for
Remember
Yuji.
that.
Unlike everybody else, he didn't have a magical curse technique. Oh no, he had something way worse.
After consuming a cursed
dear.
finger, like a literal finger, Yuji
Ugh.
became possessed by its original owner, the King of Curses, Ryomen Sukuna, the most powerful sorcerer in history.
And
Oh,
Yuji's
boy.
willpower was the only thing holding Sukuna back from controlling his body, killing everything
Really?
in sight, and taking over the world.
So Yuji got to know
Damn.
his surly new roommate, and perhaps one day he would show him a kinder, gentler path.
A classic
Oh, boy.
shonen hero's journey if I've ever heard one. Yuji would track down and nosh on the rest of Sukuna's cursed fingers before they
Ew.
caused any more trouble.
Fulfilling his late grandfather's
What
wish to
is
use his
he-
strength in service of others,
I'm not gonna
surrounded by
bother.
friends.
Helps that he's getting a first-rate education from the strongest sorcerer alive today, Gojo.
Gojo would
Yep.
teach Yuji to harness and manipulate the absolutely absurd amount of cursed energy he inherited from Sukuna.
Cursed energy is basically like evil ki, and Yuji
Yeah, I
can use it
remember
to
that.
see invisible curses and enhance his already superhuman strength and martial arts skills he learned from his gramps, making him a monster in close quarters combat.
Yuji
Oh, boy.
knows Taido, a Japanese martial art derived from Okinawan karate. It focuses
Ooh.
on agility and flexibility with the inclusion of spins, twists, tumbles, drops, rolls, and fleet footwork.
Which he combines with
okay,
jujutsu
that's pretty
techniques like
cool.
Divergent Fist. Yuji strikes an enemy so fast that his cursed energy takes a second to catch up, hitting his opponent twice and messing up their rhythm.
By perfecting that timing
That's
and applying
crazy.
cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a hit, Yuji can achieve the Black Flash, increasing
Oh, yes,
the power of his
system,
hit by a
what's his name?
factor of
Mahito
2.5.
can do that.
A feat that would require reaction speeds nearly 1,000 times faster than sound.
It's basically impossible
remember
to do
that.
at will. You're so in the zone when you pull it off that it fully restores your cursed energy and boosts your output to 120%.
There's Mahito.
Yuji's Black Flashes are so strong in particular, the author himself stated that 5 in a row would have been enough to instantly kill the special grade curse, Jogo.
Who did
Damn.
this? And this? And this.
How many has Yuji ever done in a row, you ask? 7.
And that's not even the nastiest thing about Yuji's punches.
Oh
Because
my
another
goodness.
soul resides in his body, Yuji learned how to target the soul itself, doing damage to opponents who could normally regenerate from his hits.
Yeah, this
Huh.
pink-haired brat was a jujutsu prodigy, perfect for Gojo's dream. You see, it's lonely at the top, and Gojo wanted to train a crop of pupils powerful enough to share the burden of reforming Jujutsu society.
Until one
That's
fateful
crazy.
battle when Gojo was sealed away and Sukuna took over Yuji's body.
Oh,
then
boy.
proceeded to, well, commit that whole mass murder thing he was always going on about.
Yeah, turns out Sukuna is evil. Like, really, really, totally, completely, irredeemably evil.
And it
I don't
also
doubt
turns
that.
out that
I
every
don't doubt
twist
that at
and
all.
turn in Yuji's life was orchestrated by the body-hopping sorcerer Kenjaku in order to resurrect
Kenjaku.
Sukuna and bring about the curse apocalypse.
In Yuji's
boy.
eyes, something he was completely responsible for. And so, having failed his grandfather, Yuji's outlook shifted.
No longer would he fight to protect others, but to
Oh.
kill curses.
And after Sukuna
Oh,
hopped
dear.
bodies into Yuji's best pal Megumi, the King of Curses became numero uno on Yuji's shit list.
Yuji's defeated powerful disaster curses like Hanami and Mahito, survived being slammed so hard he
that-
cratered the earth, and is comparable to sorcerers like Maki, who tanked getting rammed through entire mountain ranges.
Oh
Yuji
my
also
goodness.
learned how to use super advanced abilities, like reverse curse technique, to heal himself from crazy damage. Like
Whoa.
getting his torso shredded into chili. Ugh.
And
Oh.
in some other sorcerers' cases, even regrowing lost limbs.
Though it takes a lot of energy to regenerate blood. So after going on
Oh.
a cursed object feeding frenzy, he learned how to manipulate his own blood to speed up his healing. Or
What?
fire it like a blood beam. A poisonous blood beam.
All of that
Huh.
combined made Yuji just tough enough to finally take on the King of Curses, although greatly weakened after his victory against Gojo.
Rip. Literally.
Sukuna
Oh
was
my
still the de facto
goodness.
strongest being alive, but after hitting him with a Black Flash, Yuji actually copied Sukuna's main ability.
Gojo's
Oh.
plan all along.
This was Shrine. With it, Yuji can slice
Shrine?
apart any surface he touches, an enemy's flesh, the ground beneath him, even the boundary between two souls in one body. Enough hits can
Oh.
even cause those two souls to separate.
Like a souped up version of his normal punches.
Even better, Yuji finally gained access to the most powerful weapon in any sorcerer's arsenal.
This
a
is the domain. Yep,
expansion.
domain
Basically, a
expansion.
pocket dimension created by the sorcerer where their ability will hit no matter what. No contact needed. If you're trapped in Yuji's domain, you're getting sliced to ribbons.
With all his
Oh my
power, and
goodness.
training, and righteous fury, Yuji severed Sukuna's soul from Megumi's body, freeing his friend from the demon's clutches. But not before offering Sukuna one last chance at redemption.
Which he rejected before dying because, well, evil. Leaving Yuji to grow into one of the most fearsome sorcerers in history.
Turns
Wow.
out the cursed objects that Yuji consumed made him part curse and slowed his aging to a crawl, giving him decades of training and battle experience.
He's mastered blood manipulation, can pull off black flashes at will, and shredded entire cities apart with Shrine. Just like Gojo and Sukuna before him, he became the strongest.
But what actually
Damn,
makes someone
this is-
truly strong? For Sukuna, it was the power to stand alone atop all others. But to
Amakov.
Yuji, it was the opposite.
The only reason he had survived as long as he had was because of the mercy and sacrifice of his friends.
So Yuji brought together
Damn.
friends and allies, new and old, to create a world eventually
Oh.
free from curses entirely, fulfilling not just Gojo's wish, but his grandfather's as well.
Because if Yuji
This
Itadori was
is-
one thing, he was strong.
That's beautiful.
Wiz, if there are two truths
Oh,
in this
okay.
world, two universal constants, it's these. Life sucks and then you die.
Spoilers for the
Especially for the
chainsaw,
young
entire
boy,
chainsaw
Denji,
man.
who was so poor and unlucky, he doesn't even know his last name.
With an alcoholic
Damn.
father forever indebted to the Yakuza, and a diet consisting of whatever garbage he could get his hands on, all Denji had in this world was his dog, Pochita.
Who happened to have
Pochita.
a chainsaw sticking out of his face. Really putting the tear in Terrier.
Pochita wasn't an actual dog, obviously. He was a devil. Monstrous superpowered beings literally from hell that
Ew,
are created by
what?
and represent humanity's worst fears. In
Kinda
Pochita's
like the
case,
curse
literally
thing.
the personification of chainsaws.
Oh, he's so cute. Who would be afraid of chainsaws? They're the most versatile tool in the world. Perfect
Yeah,
for chopping
they
trees,
are.
opening cans, massacring your foes.
Apparently, Pochita had no problem with that last part as he and Denji hunted down and killed his devil brethren.
It's a
Huh.
tough job, but when selling your testicles won't pay off your dad's debts, it'll do.
That is, until Denji was
What?
cornered and forced to learn about those two universal constants. Life sucks, and then you die.
But sometimes,
Oh.
if you're really unlucky, there's a third option.
Born from his and Pochita's contract, a literal deal with the devil, Pochita would become one with Denji's body in exchange for Denji to live a happy life.
And so the two fused
Huh.
into a
What?
half-human, half-devil hybrid, the Chainsaw Man, aka a one-man, blood-soaked devil-slaying machine. The perfect
I like the
candidate
music.
for the public safety devil hunters, led by this piece of work. With nothing controlling him but his raging teenage hormones, Denji would battle all of devil kind in the hopes of one day getting laid.
I'm
He
not
was a
looking
natural
at that.
killing, not getting laid. As the Chainsaw Man,
Oh my.
Denji can slice through just about anything and generate new chainsaws from any surface of his body.
Or
Huh.
swing him around on massively long chains. Oh man, that's so cool.
It helps that Denji is incredibly powerful, capable of lifting and throwing cars, surviving being blasted through several buildings, and moving
dear.
way faster than the eye can see.
And if he happens to get torn apart by some ornery devil, no biggie, because he can regenerate from just about anything.
Denji has survived being sliced to pieces, having his head torn off, being dipped in demonic stomach acid for hours, and
What?
even getting his heart ripped out.
Haven't we all? Chainsaw Man didn't regenerate his heart. Oh no, his
What?
heart regenerated a Chainsaw Man.
Even
What?
separating Denji and Pochita won't stop them. When Denji was stuck in this alternate dimension, he and Pochita still possessed a metaphysical connection.
With their stomachs.
While his healing
What
factor
is
can be
this?
overtaxed, all he needs to do is drink some blood and he's back to full health.
And considering that chainsawing devils apart is basically an infinite blood exploit, he almost never runs out. Only limited by the violence-induced psychotic frenzy he enters in combat.
Well, he's not actually
okay.
crazy. Denji might be, okay, definitely is an under-socialized moron led by his dick, but he's surprisingly clever in combat.
Almost always thinking
Really?
outside the box and coming up with so dumb they're brilliant strategies to take on devils that should be too strong for him.
In short, Denji was the perfect soldier and was rewarded for his efforts with something that began to resemble a happy life. Aki, the stern older brother, Power, the bratty younger sister, and Nakama, his boss and the girl of his
yep.
dreams.
All Denji had to do to finally score with that dead-eyed redhead was to kill the most fearsome devils in existence, like the Typhoon Devil, who created a massive hurricane, or
Yeah, I
the
remember
Bomb
that.
Devil, who could blow up most of a city, or the Gun Devil, who could travel around the world and kill over 1 million people in about 5 minutes.
But, plot
Damn.
twist, he had to kill Makima too, because she was secretly the Control Devil, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse.
Everything she told Denji was a lie. The happy life he created, the family he made, all of it was designed to be torn down.
All with
Oh
one
my
goal, to force
goodness.
Denji to break his contract with Pochita and become her servant. Order 66ing every devil she didn't like. But when Denji did break, Pochita took over.
Now,
Oh
Pochi might look cute and cuddly, but the Chainsaw Devil is one of the strongest and scariest dudes in the universe, capable
Really?
of tearing through hordes of devil hybrids like nothing.
More than enough to give Denji his opening to beat Makima by cutting her up into sashimi and eating her whole. A very similar
remember that.
solution to the Chainsaw Devil's most powerful ability.
Anything Pochita eats gets deleted from existence. Yeah, like it
That
never
is
happened in the
crazy.
first place. World War II? Gone. AIDS? Nada. Nuclear frickin' bombs? A light, tasty afternoon snack, thank you very much. Forgive
wonder
me,
if that'll
chainsaws.
work with the
I knew not
curses.
your power.
He also ate the Death Devil. Yes, Denji
What?
ate death, which means no one on Earth could die.
Oh, you think that's messed up? Let's talk about his next romance, Asa.
Oh,
A sweet, shy, awkward girl, perhaps Denji's one true love, except for the fact that she shares a body with Makima's sister, Yoru, the War
oh,
Devil.
Who herself is in
War
love with
Devil?
the greatest warmonger of them all, the United States of America.
Yoru was determined to
America.
use her love of the USA to drown the world in a ceaseless hurricane of blood.
Denji,
Okay.
buddy, you ever considered maybe switching to guys or something? Because every single woman you meet has tried to kill you.
It was in
At that
Denji's
point, just go
climactic battle
gay.
with the War Devil that his and Pochita's bond finally matured, giving Denji full control of
I'm
the
sorry,
Chainsaw
Lord,
Devil's power.
for what I just
A
said.
kind of Denji man, I guess.
Which
Huh.
he used to kick the War Devil's ass. And she was no joke. Strong
Really?
enough to shoot Pochita from across the globe with a near light speed 2-ton bullet from the goddamn Statue of Liberty. Better
What?
yet, Yoru was so powerful she turned Oregon into a sword. Yes, the state of Oregon. Crumple the entire landmass into a blade, fly it over to Japan, and swing it at Denji. And he matched its power.
She also
What?
threw the American flag at him. The one
Okay.
on the moon. You know, the moon in space. In seconds. And he dodged it.
With the whole world literally falling apart,
What?
Pochita realized that becoming Chainsaw Man made Denji's dream for a normal life impossible.
Something Denji was always too stubborn and selfish to realize until it was too late.
So Pochita did what any good dog would do. Eat himself and erase the Chainsaw Devil from existence,
Oh.
creating a new world without him and leaving Denji just Denji.
But maybe all this time, Denji was enough. Being Chainsaw Man could not save his loved ones, but being Denji could.
Because, sure, life sucks and then, yeah, you'll die. But while you're stuck in between, chasing your dreams with your buds can help make life worth living.
Oh, poor little chainsaw.
All right,
All right,
the combatants are set,
set.
and we've run the data through all possibilities.
Oh
It's time for a
boy,
death
death battle! Okay, let's see. I don't think I would get this excited for two characters I don't really know. Oh, there goes the burger.
Oh, man. Oh, no. You're fine. You're fine. This wasn't my fault. I've never felt such weird cursed
Oh,
energy
dear.
like his before. Say your prayers.
Oh my. I wonder who's animating this in this.
You're a chainsaw curse?
Oh no!
A chainsaw curse.
Kicker asses! Magnet to chicks! Half man!
Magnet to chicks. That's oh.
Let's finish this! Chainsaw instant death technique!
Cheap move, man. Cheap move.
Batter up, pink-haired punk-ass bitch!
Huh. Whoa. Oh.
Wait for it.
Oh dear.
I realized you had two cursed energy sources in one body, so I separated them.
Oh
Speaking of,
dear. Whoa. What? Oh my goodness.
Crap!
This is crazy.
domain expansion.
Oh, so that's his domain.
You messed up, baby! Pochita and I are brothers! You'll never keep us apart!
Oh.
Domain expansion.
Wait, what?
Finally got you to stop moving! See? We can be smart too, huh?
Punk ass bitch.
Black Flash!
Shrine.
What is going on? I am so confused right now. I don't know who's winning. I'm sorry. This fight is going longer than I expected.
You don't see that every day.
What?
All right, Pochita. I wonder if that burger place is still open.
What?
Oh, if Yuji Itadori was one thing, he was strong. Just not strong enough today.
Let's break this down into 4 chapters.
Okay, yeah,
Speed,
please.
skill, abilities, and power.
First off, who was faster?
Yuji's greatest speed feat is the Black Flash. In order to apply cursed energy within 1 microsecond of a strike, Yuji would have to move and react at over 900 times the speed of sound.
Insanely fast. But remember that time Denji dodged that flag that Yoru summoned from the moon? You know,
Yeah.
the one that's over 200,000 miles away?
I
Considering
forgot
Denji's
about
position from start to impact, all while in the midst of a fast-paced battle, this must have happened in a matter of seconds.
We'll lowball it and say 10. Though it'd probably have to be faster to use against Denji in a fight.
This means the flag must have been moving over 12% the speed of light.
Over 100 times faster than the Black Flash.
Now, Yuji has gotten significantly stronger since his adolescence, but we know for a fact that in Jujutsu Kaisen, relativistic speeds are something humanity has explicitly not yet achieved.
So it's pretty clear that Denji takes speed.
However,
Okay.
Yuji has made a career out of going up against enemies far out of his league by relying on his skill.
And what a
Yep.
career it's been! He defeated the King of Curses all before he was even an adult, and he continued
That's
to train
true.
and master his jujutsu techniques for decades.
Whereas Denji, while certainly a
2086.
clever, unorthodox
Damn.
fighter, would often get by due to his sheer stubbornness and durability more than anything else.
With Yuji's greater experience and martial arts combined, he was definitely the more skilled fighter.
Yeah, for
What
sure.
wasn't as clear-cut was who had the better abilities.
Yeah.
Specifically, how well they can cut each other and how well they can heal from being cut. So I guess it's their cut ability.
Both could survive pretty insane wounds, though Denji's devil healing factor was superior.
The most Yuji has ever healed were some big slashes against his stomach.
And while other
Oh.
similarly powerful sorcerers like Gojo could regenerate lost limbs, Denji could regenerate almost all of his body from a single cord pull. That
Damn.
being said, Yuji's soul targeting attacks have done lasting damage against those with superior healing like Mahito.
Not just that, but literally splitting 2 souls apart. That's how he beat Sukuna, and he could potentially do the same thing to break apart Denji and Pochita.
However, it's not so simple. Sukuna
Really?
was already severely weakened at the time, and it took Yuji several hits to separate him and Megumi.
And on top of that,
Oh.
even if Denji and Pochita were split up, we know they keep a metaphysical connection when apart. In fact, they were split
Yep,
up when they were
that's
fighting
true.
Makaba, and they had no problem rejoining. No reason they couldn't do it again here.
However, Denji's
okay.
healing factor isn't unlimited. He'll need blood to heal eventually, and the range and speed of Yuji's slashes would force Denji to tank them to get up close.
Even if
Oh,
he could,
yep.
Yuji's healing factor wouldn't last nearly as long against Denji's chainsaws. But then Yuji
Really?
could back off, Denji chase him, and so on.
Like an unstoppable force meeting an immovable object, neither had a clear edge in cut ability.
So
Yep.
what it ultimately
Okay,
came
so
down
what's
to
the-
was power. Who could do the most damage and wear the other guy down first?
Yuji
Yeah,
slicing
I'm
apart an
very-
entire city is one of the
I'm very
most
curious with
impressive
that one.
feats in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. By measuring the clouds of dust created in his attack's
Oh
wake,
my
we can
goodness.
estimate he launched over 5.5 million tons of debris into the air. That kind of force is equivalent to over 3 megatons of TNT, comparable to a hydrogen bomb.
But unfortunately for Yuji, while he could cut apart a city, Denji was Oregon level.
The state of Oregon is the
Oh,
9th largest in the Union by total area,
just
nearly
remember that.
100,000 square miles. By estimating its volume, Yoru compressed a mass weighing over 750 trillion tons.
Oh
One
my
swing from that sword would
goodness.
hit with an energy of over 30,000 megatons of TNT.
Which is like 10,000 hydrogen bombs. And not only did Denji survive a swing, he straight up overpowered it. That's insanely strong, but not
That's-
inconsistent. Like the time Yoru fired that globe-spanning near-light-speed bullet from the Statue of Liberty.
Sure,
Oh,
Yuji's citywide
that
dismantle
is
was
crazy.
done casually, but so was Yoru crumpling Oregon. Yuji's dismantles would need to be 1,000,000% stronger to do significant damage to Denji.
Especially with Denji's OP healing factor, too.
Denji takes the final edge in power. All
This
Denji needed was one good
was
hit to finish the fight.
crazy.
And with his far greater speed, it was only a matter of time.
What can I say, Yuji? Denji's just got that dog in him.
The winner is
Straight up.
Denji, the Chainsaw Man.
That was crazy,
Next
man.
time
Who's
on
next?
Death Battle.
Huh? That's Sentry. That's Superman?
Subscribe and join
The
as a member to
Century
see
versus
more
Superboy
Death Battle.
Prime.
Thanks for watching.
Oh boy. Now this is something very, very interesting. Marvel versus DC yet again. Change the camera! I'm not gonna lie. I thought this death battle was just gonna be another Jujutsu Kaisen win, but I was dead wrong. And I'm pretty sure there's one other person that I know is gonna be very pissed about it. I'm not gonna say any names. It's just like I kind of watched the reviews, and they have a lot to say whenever their favorite character doesn't win. So that's why I don't bother with giving off my opinions. Again, this is the reason why I love watching death battles when it comes to two people I don't know. I know that like last time when I was watching, when I saw that these two were the ones that were being revealed for the upcoming death battle, I was just kind of disappointed because, again, I'm not really too into anime, that's why. So, there's that. But, you know, I hope no one can hear the music in the background. My parents are here today. But, anyways, I'm not gonna lie, that death battle was great. I loved it. And I think I should change the background art, but it's already too late since I already know who's gonna be the next. The Century versus Superboy Prime. I am very curious with that one. Marvel versus DC. Now that's the one I actually do want to see. Anyways, I'll catch you guys all in the next video, so peace out, everybody. Bye-bye.